Hi Pearls, and welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited to join you today for this individual video. I have heard, you have spoken, I have heard. I am here. I have not abandoned you. I know everyone is excited about the Truths About Marriage series that we're doing, but many people have been asking, when is April going to join us again and give us those little nuggets for us as individuals outside of being in relationships. So here you are. So let's get into this subject because this is really something that I am hearing the need for indirectly and directly in many of my interactions with you Pearls, between letters and coaching sessions. I am noticing that there is a struggle with the, your need to learn how to stop apologizing and feeling guilty for your feelings. So let's just, jump right into this so that I can cover so many pointers that I'm constantly giving out and telling each of you. The main point I want to make overall is you don't owe anybody justification for how you feel or how whatever they did to you made you feel. Remember what I said on this channel previously. One of my favorite phrases that I use quite often is however it made you feel was how it was meant to make you feel. You do not owe anybody justification for what they did to you and how you reacted and how it made you feel. They did it, you felt it, you reacted, and you reacted according to you as an individual. And we could stop the video right here. I tend to say that a lot because, I like to get to the heart of the point in the very first point, but that truly is, it's pretty black and white, unfortunately, we all have equal rights as living beings walking around on this earth. So that lends me into the fact that no one has more of a right to their feelings and their emotions and what have you than you do. No one has more of a right. So there's no need for you to feel guilty or apologetic for, your feelings. Now, I'm not talking about actions. I'm talking about how you feel about something, because your feelings is what causes the action. So, when you've responded a certain way or you didn't respond a certain way or what have you, due to however someone made you feel, that's your right. That is your right as a living being right along sharing this earth with the rest of us. So no one, like I said, no one has more of a right than you do to your feelings and your emotions and how something affected you, period. And no one has a right to try to dictate to you how what they did to you is going to make you feel or how you should have reacted. No, you had the right reaction. And, guilt sometimes stems from empathy and reflection. What I mean by that is because a lot of times you know how it feels and you know how they feel, you tend to almost feel guilty when you are in opposition at that moment. Because yes, they have a right to be angry. They have a right, so forth and so on, just like you do. But they don't have a right to how they treat you within their feeling. And so sometimes when we react, we tend to feel, or we'll think back on it and we'll go apologize when we really shouldn't, because they deserve whatever they got from us and the reaction that they brought out of us. But we tend to take down, and we want, especially with our relationships. And I'm talking about, not just your relationships, your intimate relationships, but I'm talking about your relationships as a parent, as a child of a parent, co-workers, so forth. I'm talking about all of your relationships. You empathize because a lot of times, especially in our close bonds, we know their story. We know what they're going through. We know the issue, but that does not give them right to take it out on us. If you want to vent to me, if you want me to help you work through it, that's one thing, but you don't have a right to snap off or treat me like however, and many times it's our reactions that we more or less are feeling apologetic for, and not so much the feeling itself. So make your distinction and understand that. That's why I'm constantly, telling everyone that your triggers are so key, because when you identify the why you are, it does help you own and embrace the unique individual that you are, because you know your backstory. You know why I am and why this made me feel the way I felt. And we discussed that in the class about how to define and own your triggers, because you need that. And this leads me into my next point, but your triggers are there not only they're not really there to be a subconscious reminder, is what I'm trying to say. They really bring you, when you start to own and identify them, they bring you into conscious awareness. So let's go here with it for a minute. If you find that you are starting to black out on people a little bit more, you're a little bit more abrasive than you tend to be. Maybe not even, maybe a little bit more sad or disappointed or hurt in some things. When you identify the reasons, the heart and the core of why this particular thing has caused your reaction the way it is, the trigger helps you to consciously make the decision on if you want, and help you to assess if you want to change these things and work on these things. So the conscious awareness then will allow the conscious acceptance. Then that will allow the conscious effort to make the conscious work. Okay, because the last point I'm going to make that goes into this is because you can't change people. We all know that. You cannot change people, nor should you try to, but you can work on you. You have control and can change you. Okay, and then, that also goes into the fact that once you become consciously aware, that's the problem too, is many of us are just walking around through life just on autopilot. Just la 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 la, just, and we don't understand why something will snap us off. And I've always said some of us are that one situation away from a life altering situation. We are like one situation away from, and that's why you'll see so many things floating around that says you never know who's dealing with what. You never know who's dealing with what, the highway, road rage and all of that. I mean, you could be that last person that cut somebody off where they end up trying to run you off the road or start shooting at you down the highway. You don't know what people are dealing with. And the problem with that is because people are just on autopilot. They're not spiritually connected to anything. They're just that day-to-day going on, and they're not taking ownership of who they are as individuals, and they're not consciously aware of what's going on inside of me. That's why I'm so many reasons, but I'm so huge on identifying your triggers, because it helps you to own and work and assess them consciously and make you consciously aware. And then also it lends it into you making others accountable for what it is when they deal with you. Because like I said, and I'll say it again, you can't change people. That's fine. You don't have to try to change people, but you can let people know what it is when it comes to you and when they're dealing with you and when they're in your circle. They're going to know, listen, when it comes to April, I know I can't say, act, do, blah. You just can't. And you have a right to protect your peace. You have a right to express and stand your ground and stand firm in the person that you are, and stop apologizing and feeling guilty for your feelings, because no one has the right to make you feel like you don't have a right to feel like you feel. Stop allowing people to dictate to you in so many ways. And a lot of times it's subliminal. You don't owe anybody in this. You don't owe anybody anything. You really don't owe anybody your inner peace and your emotions and what makes you an individual. And if you feel like you're starting to shift and change yourself to accommodate and compensate, or whether to keep someone in your circle, you need to be doing some assessment and get these people. I told you before about these toxic people and these vampiristic personalities that are sucking the life out of you in your life, because it is mental bondage. And I'm talking against siblings that are putting you through changes. You don't have to deal with that mess. And sometimes you will end up leaving a job, moving out of something, breaking it off with somebody. Okay. And parents, let me tell you something. You don't owe these kids anything either. You don't owe these kids your peace, honey, especially these grown kids. And even more so the kids that are still under your roof and you're still rearing and you're still raising up. You better listen, get some control and some structure and stand firm in your home, because you out here, killing yourself every day to provide. You should not be walking into misery under your roof. That should be it's enough out here. Home should not be chaos and crazy. Okay, especially when you're the head and you're taking care of it. And you don't owe the person in your relationship, you don't owe your husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whomever, you don't owe them that either. They don't have any rights to just treat you how they want to treat you. So I want you to just recap and bring it all the way in. Stop apologizing and stop feeling guilty for your feelings. They're yours. They are what makes you the individual that you are, that you have a right to be. And nobody is around here apologizing for being how they're being. You don't have to start doing. You have to stop allowing people to make you do that. You don't have to do that. And like I said before, repeating a little bit, yes, we all can take assessment. I'm constantly assessing because I keep my triggers present. I know I reflect back on why I am the way I am. I know why I don't like people talking to me in a certain kind of way. I'm telling you, I can tell you stories for days on, why I am the way I am. But it also allows me to communicate that, stand firm in it, and make the changes that I consciously need to work on and make as I see fit. And of course, we all need a spiritual grounding. We all need that meditation, that vibe of, because that helps you breathe. And you need to rid yourself of toxic people in your life. Many times, like I've said before, you'll have nothing going on with you. But then as soon as you see this person coming, soon as you see the phone ringing, you already know that's a trigger in itself, warning you that this is a problem for us, and you are in control of you. So therefore, because you're in control of what you allow in your space, then you also need to take stock and control what you can stand firm in and prevent, because you don't owe anybody anything. You really honestly don't. If you don't hear anything else I say in this video, please hear me on that. You don't owe anyone your peace and your justification for who you are as a person. Okay? Answer to yourself and take assessment for yourself. And a lot of times what you'll realize is once you become consciously aware and you keep owning yourself and you keep identifying and doing the work to learn and own your triggers and make your changes or not make changes, you'll realize when you think back on it, oh, yeah, they deserve that. Yep. I said what I said, and they deserve what they got with me. Okay? So please stop being apologetic and feeling guilty. And I'm talking on the base here. I'm not talking about if you're the type of person you just been going around, you just been acting up. I'm not talking about that. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't be twisting my words. So that's it for this video today, guys. Please share and share alike. Open up the comments. I love to interact with you guys in any way, shape, form, or fashion, be it messenger or what have you. Open up the comments. Don't be afraid to start the conversation. Like I've said before, this is all about comfort, uplifting, and empowering. If the comments are relative and they're just trying to add and be understood and what have you, and they're not negative, they're going to stay on the channel. And I like to try to reach back out and reply to all comments on the channel. So don't be afraid to open up the conversation. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We love all of our subscribers. We're still doing our giveaway. So please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you need me, don't forget, I am here. You can always email me directly at april@lenaspearls.com. You can always also schedule a coaching call with me via email or on the website, www.lenaspearls.com. You can pay for coaching sessions. You can pay for tickets for our upcoming event. Don't forget, we're having our upcoming Peace on Purpose event, which this is all relative, coming on June 6th, 2020. It's going to be Saturday, and it's 6 to 10. Tickets are $75 per person. Also can be purchased on the website. I'm also looking for some vendors to come out and join us. Vendor tickets are $150 per vendor. You get a big, beautiful table. Linens and table skirting are included, as well as dinner and open bar, as well as a regular admitting ticket for $75. So you get your table on top of your dinner and open bar. It's going to be a great Saturday evening. Can't wait to see you guys. Also, if you have any if you need any information on our, I cannot talk. People are walking past today, guys. If you need any information on our upcoming trip in October 12th to the 16th for our year anniversary for Lenas Pearls to Jamaica, hit me up for that information and I'll book your trip for you if you need me to as well. It's about $1,200 per person, $2,000 per couple. All right. So yes, that's pretty much it. Guys, thank you so much for spending some time with me and trusting me and helping guide you through this thing we call life. Until next time, take care and be blessed.